Warning, knives may get hurt in this video. Alright, welcome back everybody. John here again with Fit for Knives. Today we're going to have some fun. We have 3 of the cheapest Bowie knives you can buy on the old interweb there. And when I say cheap, I hate to use that word, but they're pretty cheap. I mean, if you want to call them budget-friendly Bowie knives, then you can do that. And these are very large Bowie knives. 14 inches, 15 inches, so pretty big blades. The 3 blades that I'm talking about are the Mossy oak Bowie, the Ridge Runner Renegade Bowie, and the SZCO Supplies Bowie. We've seen all 3 of these Bowie knives many times over, a lot of reviews, but today we're going to test these blades to the limit. And when I say test to the limit, I mean we're going to get brutal here. All right, so if you're one of those guys that's watching and says, oh, that's not what you do to a blade, you know, you should be ashamed of yourself, well, you might want to change the channel. It's about to get dark up in here, you know what I mean? All right, first we're going to talk about the specs of these knives, and we're going to call this the comparison test. So this is actually one of the tests that's going to be happening today. First off, let's see, what do I want to start with here? We're going to start with the Ridge Runner Renegade Bowie. Comes with a nylon sheath. It does have a plastic liner in there so you don't cut your sheath all up and everything. You know, pretty massive belt loop there. So it is, you know, it's decent. It holds the knife. It will protect the knife and protect you from cutting your leg up when you're wearing this massive beast. So that's good. So let's get to the knife. All right, there it is. It's actually a nice looking blade. You know, all of the blades are about the same thickness. They're about 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit more thick. So you have that. It's 15.5 inches long. This one is made of 440 stainless. Doesn't say C, A, B. It doesn't say anything like that. Just 440 stainless. It has a pack-a-wood handle, 3 pins. It has a stainless pommel and guard. It weighs 1 pound, 1 ounce, and it is full tang. So not bad. Does have this fuller. They're all pretty much hollow ground. Got the clip point. Pretty basic. All right, next we have the Mossy oak. Well, let me keep it in this sheath for right now. This is probably the worst sheath of the bunch. It's some kind of man-made leather. It does have 2 retaining straps here on the handle with snaps, so they snap in pretty good. Not a very thick belt loop there. Anyway, so pretty flimsy sheath. Nothing to write home about. But it didn't, at this price, it didn't have to come with a sheath at all, really. So here's the blade. So fairly decent looking blade. Does have Mossy oak there. Like I said, they're all about the same width, or thickness I should say. It's 14 inches long, 3 CR13 stainless, has rosewood scales, 2 brass pins, brass pommel, and a brass guard up here. Weighs 14 ounces, and it is full tang. Next, we have the SZCO Supplies Bowie. This Bowie has a really good sheath. This is actually pretty impressive. It is leather, and hey, if all things go bad today with this blade, at least I have a sheath. Has a nice size belt loop there, snapping retainer. So all in all, double stitched there. All in all, pretty decent sheath for, you know, 25 bucks or 20 bucks, however much this one costs. Can't remember. So let's get to the knife. All right, there she be. Big sucker. 15 inches long. It's carbon steel. Don't know what type. It doesn't really specify. It has a brass guard, brass pins, unknown wood there. It weighs 1 pound 2 ounces, and it also is full tang. So out of the comparisons of what I'm looking at here, you can see that the grind is kind of crooked there, gnarly. I don't know if you can see that in the, but hey, you know, you get what you pay for, right? Now, in my opinion, the best fit and finish on all the blades is going to go to the Ridge Runner. I mean, it has the fuller there. Very nice finish on that blade. Looks good. And also the Mossy Oak has a decent finish on it. So, pretty nice. As far as the sheaths go, the winner definitely goes to the SZCO Bowie. This is a very good sheath for what you're paying for. So that's it. Sheath winner, SZCO. Fit and finish, Ridge Runner Renegade. With that said, let's get ready to fight. These are going to battle together. All of them. We're going to put these through some testing, and hopefully they come out in one piece. I don't know. It's going to be brutal, I can tell you that. All right, with that said, let's get ready to rumble. All right, so now we're going to move on to the sharpness test, and the first knife up is going to be the Ridge Runner. So let's see how sharp this comes. I would say, I mean, it's pretty sharp. Okay, that was the paper test for that one. Next, let's do the Mossy Oak. A little sharper there. That was my fault. Okay, so Mossy Oak is on top right now. SZCO Supplies Bowie. Here we go. Oh. It's actually a little sharper here on the belly there. Oh. Bummer. Wow, man, it's really big difference there on the belly of the knife. All right, okay. So out of that test, the winner is the Mossy Oak. So the next test is the Mater drop. Here we go. All right, so whoa, let's see. Got in about halfway, I would say. That was the Ridge Runner. Next, Mossy Oak. I'd say it's about the same. A little less. All right. And now the SZCO. And it just bounced off of that one. Okay. So I think it's a tie between the I think we got a draw here between the Renegade and Mossy Oak. Okay, so we have our 1x8 against the grain chop test here on this piece of lumber. So let's do 10 chops, I guess, and see where we're at. We're going to start with the Ridge Runner Renegade. Pretty good. Now we're going to go with the Mossy Oak, 10 chops. Not bad. Now we're going with the SZCO Bowie up next. Man. Okay, so let's assess the damage here. Well, in my opinion, oh, wait a minute. I need to put that piece back on there. Oh, hey. Well, it chopped through here and this piece went flying off, so from what I can assess, the SZCO won that challenge. So the 1x8 board chop goes to the SZCO Bowie. Next test, we're going to chop through this 1/2 inch or so plastic, nylon, rope, whatever you want to call it. Let's see how they do. First up, Ridge Runner. We're going to slice it and then chop it. So all right, now that took some effort. Now we're gonna chop through it. Okay. Oh, we already have an issue. Let's let that go there. The handle, the scales are coming loose. I don't know if you can see that there. So we may have an issue there. Well, we do have one there. All right, well, let's move on to the next blade. Next up, the Mossy Oak. Let's do the slice test first. That one went pretty good. Here we go with the chop test. Not bad, but not excellent. You got to remember, folks, like 25 or less dollars. All right, now we're gonna go with the SZCO. Oh man, what? Oh, finally. Okay, now the chop test. So there's that one. And by the way, none of these blades were sharpened. This is how I got them. All right, for this next test, I call this the depth charge. We're gonna see how far we can bury this blade into this stump here, which I think is pecan. So here we go, wearing gloves now because, like I said, this handle's giving way. So gotta be careful. All right, let's do three of these, I guess. Oh, you can hear it already loosened up. Man, that's a shame too. Wow, buried in there pretty good. All right, definitely getting some handle issues there. Next up, the Mossy oak. Little lighter knife, so, but not bad. Not bad. It's getting some pretty good bite in there. Don't see any damage. Handle is still intact. So let's move on. Now we're going with the SZCO Bowie. Here we go. Pretty good. Not bad. Getting deep. All right, no damage there. Handle is still intact. Next up is the tip test. We're gonna do some throwing stabs into this 4-bay. Here we go. Starting out with the Renegade. Definitely hear the handle vibrating, but it definitely got some penetration there. Man, oh, wow, look at that. It's just picking that up. Crazy. One more. It is definitely penetrating in there. Man, that's a two-hander. Next up, the Mossy oak. Again, getting in there very, very deep. Man, come on. One more. Oh, that is great. Look at that. Man, need a sledgehammer to get that out. Next, the SZCO. There again, look at that. Man, getting a workout doing this. One more. That is crazy. I mean, that's in there 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Don't see any damage. Huh. So I think they all performed about the same. All right, so this next test is a plunging test, another tip test. We're gonna see if these will penetrate this metal can. First up is the Ridge Runner. No problem. Next up, the Mossy Oak. And now the SZCO. Man. So they all performed pretty well on that one. Let's do some more. All right, so let's give it a chop here. Did okay. Mossy Oak. Wow, that one did slice it. That actually put a decent slice in there. Dulled the blade, but no rolling and no damage. SZCO. No damage. Just, you know, dulling the blade. I'm sure there's some chips in there, just microscopic, but I don't see any major things going on there on any of them. All right, so the next test, we're going to do some knife throwing. See if we can get into this. Screw ups and all. All right, I think they've had enough. Let's go assess the damage. All right, so let's see what happened. All of those tests. First off, let's check out the blade itself. Is there any damage to the blade? Now, it is dull. I was beating on cans and all kinds of stuff, so it's gonna dull up, but as far as damage, I don't see any rolling. I see a couple of little chips there that can be sharpened out, really. The only real damage to the blades, all of them, are the handles. So we have a loose guard there. I don't know if you can see the handle moving. So the handle is loose. The pommel is in good shape. Pommel is nice and tight. So, I mean, all in all, I'm very surprised. Very surprised. It's kind of awesome. 25 bucks. Okay. Let's check out the next knife. Now this is the one that I thought would do the worst. That's the Mossy oak. Now we do, I don't know if you could see it, there is a dent right there in the brass. So that tells me that that is not solid brass on the pommel there. And let's check out the blade. I don't see any damage to the blade, like I said. It's just, you know, the blade didn't roll or anything like that. It's just not sharp anymore. I mean, you can feel that it's not sharp anymore, and like I said, it can be taken care of. That can be taken care of. Other than that, this was still pretty solid. Next up, the SZCO. Now this one, same thing. No damage to the blade. I don't see any rolling or anything like that, or warping. The S-guard is loose now. I'm telling you, man, that throwing knives is brutal. And, oh, yep, we do have a crack right there where the pin is, if you could see that. I don't know if you can see that or not. But the guard is loose and the handle is cracked, and it's something that can be fixed. But all in all of these blades surprised the heck out of me for $25 and under for this big of a knife and this chunk of steel that you can get. You know, I mean, that's pretty impressive, really. Are these gonna last a lifetime? Probably not. But for 25 bucks, what do you expect? You know what I mean? I think they did outstanding. Ooh, man, that was work. That was a workout. It's like 82 degrees down here in Texas, middle of the winter. What's up? Anyway, that's why I'm sweating. But once again, I do not condone this kind of behavior with any kind of knife. I mean, you know, we're cutting through metal cans and all kinds of crazy stuff like that, and throwing knives is about one of the worst things you can do to a knife that is not a throwing knife. I mean, that's a brutal, brutal test. Was I surprised at the outcome? I was. I thought these things were just gonna fall apart, but the blades actually held up. The only thing that didn't hold up were the handles, as we could see. So what are your thoughts on this? Is this a blade that you would buy? I mean, if this is something that's gonna be lightly used, absolutely. I condone any one of these knives right here. I wanted to do the test on these blades just out of curiosity. For $25, what kind of punishment can a blade take? And to my amazement, these took a pretty good beating and survived a lot better than I thought they would. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't beat me up too bad over this. Okay, this is John with Fit for Knives. Take care.